Alright, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Legendary Founding Titan. Yeah, what a great question from James Downs there, honestly. That that question will be answered in this video along with a bunch of other things. Uh, I actually made a little script for once about this. So yeah, we'll be getting right into it. So, the things that we'll be talking about today, in case you're interested, um, we talk about like the start of the montage, then how I got used to the montage, why I started doing the montage to begin with. uh November is a whole topic on its own, the success from all of this, the 100 subs. I don't know if you know, we hit 100 plus subs now, so that's amazing. We got we got to talk about the continuation of the montage even after this, uh and what's the future basically after all that. So let's start with the first one, being the start of the montage, of the legendary montage run. Back way back to when, about like, I want to say 7 months ago, back in April when it initially started. Um, that was when God of War was um in the channel, and we posted that every day for, I think it was like around 2 to 3 months. So, because it was a huge game, and we had to go through a lot. I wanted to go through every mission, every side mission, everything, exploring everything in that game. So, yeah, God of War wasn't Ragnarok; it was the fourth one, and what a great game that was. But during that time, though, the God of War stuff, it went so. I never actually explained this, but it actually went so badly for me because of how I initially did the Twitch stream, how I had all those separate parts and everything, and how I wasn't used to it, because of the fact that I wasn't really that consistent with the channel up until that point. Um, and it went so badly to the point that I nearly canceled the entire series. As there's just so much content that I had to go through. Um, and yes, I already had it recorded by the time April came around, so I didn't have to, like, of course, record anything, but it was all about making sure I edited everything just right and everything, getting enough videos out of that whole game, um, because all those videos, it was 96 parts. All those videos I did in, like, I think 10 or so parts. I think it was 10 parts. It was basically the same way I treated Halo Infinite. Only Halo Infinite I actually did post with just the hour videos because of how long I waited to do it, and how separated Halo Infinite was from the other Halo campaigns, and the fact that it was also super long. I wanted to get the Halo Infinite down and going and getting it out of the way. Especially, I didn't want another incident like that where God of War would have been, well, Halo Infinite would have had the same treatment as God of War, where it had to go on for like a huge amount of time. Because God of War, in my opinion, definitely, like, I like that I made all those videos. At the same time, it's like, it kinda went on for a little too long. But at that time, I thought it was the right idea because of how much content that did. I was looking at the bigger picture at that time, and knowing that I wasn't prepared for, all the videos, I decided to make God of War stretched out, which, in my defense, I suppose, it did work. And I made the whole thing seeming like a movie, just one video to the next. Like, you wouldn't, like, if you watched it in the playlist itself, it actually just goes right to the next video, so it actually does seem like a freaking movie. of the whole game, which is kind of cool. So I do like that, knowing that you're actually watching 96 parts. So that's really cool, honestly. God of War was definitely a almost canceled project for sure, um, just because of that. Um, I don't think I ever talked about that at all to this point. So, yeah, just know when you watch God of War, it was nearly canceled. So, thankfully, I didn't do that. I was able to get through it. The amount of times I had to leave my computer on, I mean, heck, even now, really, uh, I had to leave my computer on so much just to upload all those videos, and it was just nuts. So, yeah, that was a crazy 2.5, 3 months, something like that. That was a crazy amount of content of God of War. 98 videos. I think 2 of them are just not the montage, the review, and I don't even remember what the last part was. I know 96 parts. 96 was the official ending to it, but because I stretched that 96 one to 2 hours, where I was making every video like 20 or so minutes. I knew I wanted the God of War series to last a long time, so I definitely did that. And I don't even remember like I said, I know I stopped making it at 96 parts. I don't remember. It might have even been an update video. I'm not even really sure what the 98th video was. I had to look back on that. Regardless, what a hell of a ride that was with God of War. Really, it was an impressive feat to get that series all out of the way finally. So that's how it all initially started. So let's talk about getting used to the montage. So after God of War, I believe I went into all the Halo games. I think I did like Halo 2 walkthroughs, Halo 3 walkthroughs, Halo 3 ODST, Halo Reach, Halo, all of them, Halo 4, all those games. I started going through all those Halo games. I started going into more RTS games. I don't remember. I know we did Supreme Commander, but that was a couple months ago. Maybe not even a couple months, maybe just a month. I don't. It's all like a fade memory at this point, so it's really hard for me to actually remember when they all came out. But, yeah. So when I got used to the montage, that was around the 4th month. When I mean getting used to it, I mean getting used to the uploading, the scheduling, the I was always remaining ahead, right? I was always remaining ahead of the schedule. For the longest time, I was actually posting videos, uploading videos, and I was always like a week ahead. So, like a week or two ahead of when I actually had to upload it. So, I always had that advantage. Like, even if I didn't feel like making a video that day, I was able to. Well, I didn't have to because I was a week ahead. So, if I didn't feel like doing something that one day, I could just sit back and just let the videos play out because I was a week ahead. So, I always had the huge advantage there. Going into after getting used to it, before I jump to November, though, I want to talk about why did I do the legendary montage to begin with. The reason why I did the montage was so I can get used to being a content creator and seeing if it was something I actually wanted to pursue. Obviously, it wouldn't be an everyday thing, but I was putting my mind I was putting my mind into the content creator mindset, where it's a infinite grind, basically. Uh, Knowing that you don't actually have to upload every day, but with content creation, with creativity, you do have to put a lot of time into it, and that's what I was trying to program my brain to do, while also maintaining success on the channel by uploading every day. So it was a good combination of building the channel up, kind of showing what the channel is going to be about, and being able to prepare my mind for what's coming, and to see if I wanted to do it. And I can tell you, I did want to do it. I still want to do it. I know that now, because I do love doing it. I love even the small the small amount of responses I get from people is enough motivation for me to keep going on its own, knowing that people do appreciate the content that I have been making is amazing to me. The fact that out of all those YouTubers out there, out of all the Twitch streamers, some people actually do follow me and actually watch my videos, and it's just amazing to me, I guess. Like, the fact that, honestly, I feel so bad at times because of the fact that I feel like I just never really put that much work into my videos, apart from like God of War and a few videos in between each other. But for the most part, like, it was just me going through walkthroughs. It wasn't really me like editing anything. I wasn't making any special effects or nothing. You know, it's just on. What's the word for it? It's basically as lazily made as possible, I guess. But people still followed me, and I'm just like, wow, really? Like, that's amazing. Like, that people are actually entertained by whether it's my general character or if it's just the game itself, or the mix of the two. Probably just a mix of the two, honestly. You wouldn't want to watch a person that is just flat out annoying. I would imagine. So I guess it's really just a combination of the two, and just staggering to me that people were actually into watching my content. And I did plan on actually improving this, but that wasn't the point of the montage to begin with. The point of the montage was to build my mindset to be stronger. As I will not deny, I am a what's the word I'm looking for? I'm a amazing procrastinator. The type of person that, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do that tomorrow. I am amazing at that. I am a legendary titan when it comes to that alone. Um, and that's also the reason why my content was never consistent until the montage came around. I was like, all right, I gotta get my mindset ready. If I want to do this content creation, I gotta take it seriously. I gotta treat it as if it was a job, right? I had to make scheduling, and if I didn't uphold the schedule, I'd punish myself by saying, okay, well, since you didn't do that this day, now you gotta do it more on the next day after that. So I'm just like, okay, well, that sucks. So I punish myself anytime that I punished myself anytime that I didn't follow through my promise for uploading. Like the one day when I only uploaded one video and I had to upload 9 videos in a day because I was doing the final week of November and there was 5 videos coming out a day. So I had to punish myself that other day, giving myself 9 videos since I only did one video that one day. So I was like, okay, so since you only did one video that day, guess what, buddy? You gotta do 9 now. So that's what I was doing to myself. And it was just really building me into a better character because I hated procrastinating, but I had to give myself a reason, like, okay, why, if there's no punishment for it. And I was like treating myself like I was practically like beating myself to the curve because of the fact that, well, I would punish myself at any given opportunity if I would not uphold my promise, basically. And that is what made me realize, okay, well, in content creation, I can't be doing this, so I have to always make up for it. And I always did. I kept my promise at the end, while also, you know, I had to place a lot of videos in one day a lot of times, and that was the grind though. That's the grind that I was trying to build myself to be. And I figured if I can make myself do a video every day, or in this sense for November, when I did the final week, if I because November was the ultimate grind, and I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, ultimately this whole montage was just building me to see if I actually wanted to do content creation, and if I didn't, I would just stop doing it. This was a testament to that, and at the end, I did figure out that I do want to do content creation. Uh, as I was never. The thing that really killed me was the fact that it screwed up my scheduling so bad. And when I got used to my old scheduling back on God of War, back with the regular Halo walkthroughs, I was doing all of that. Halo Infinite was also a very questionable debate if it would be on the channel or not. It was also another video game that was at risk of being canceled on the montage as well because of how long it actually was. Not that it was bad or nothing, it was amazing, I loved it, but it was also extremely long, just like God of War, and it was at risk of being canceled as well. I, However, I was able to pull through and get it all out of the way as well, so that's amazing. Um, while also doing every mission. So, pretty cool. I'm glad to see that this video game is on my channel officially. For those that wanted to see this, unfortunately, it didn't do as well as I thought it would. But that wasn't the point of it anyway. And I was just hoping to get it out of the way, uh, and it's there for people that want to watch it. It's always there, you know. And that's what's cool about it, is the fact that it never goes away, you know. So that's why it's I was surprised though, I'm not gonna lie, that it didn't do as well as I thought. To the point that, like, I think Stick War the Stick War series I put out just for fun and for old time nostalgia, I believe put that video out, and yet it somehow, I think it did better than Halo Infinite, which is kind of funny. I'm guaranteeing though it's something to do with the fact that people always say that Halo Infinite is like terrible on the internet. People always say that it is the like worst game. If you're a Halo fan, it is not. All right, it is not bad at all. The multiplayer, yeah, it's not that special to me. But to be fair, I don't care for much of Halo multiplayer in general. Uh, that's not what Halo really was defined by for me. Halo was always defined by its campaign, its custom games, its Forge. That's what it's really all about to me. So, as long as it had good for all those, it was a good game. And Halo Infinite definitely delivers for all three categories. Multiplayer, I could care less about. I know some people do find enjoyment from it, and they should. But from my standpoint, even Bungie, for me, failed to deliver the latter for multiplayer. Um, the only multiplayer for Halo that I did like were Halo 3 and Reach. Those were literally the only ones. And even Halo 3 was not that good to me at times. Like, I like the vehicles, I don't like the ground combat. The ground combat is so... It's ass because of the fact that it's so slow. Your character is so god-awfully slow. And... Yeah. I hated that. And the fact that dual wielding wasn't really useful in any sense in multiplayer. I mean, unless you charged a plasma pistol and had a magnum, then it was okay. Other than that, though, dual wielding was completely useless in multiplayer. But anyway, enough of that talk for Halo. But yeah, so I don't know what it was for Halo Infinite that didn't make it do as well. Um, maybe it was because it was too long, but like again, I just didn't want to drag it out as long as God of War, as there was still a lot to accomplish on the channel. Um, so yeah. So let's talk about November, the burnout, right? So this is I don't want to mess up his name, but I showed at the beginning of the video. That's what his question is. I can't remember his name now. Gosh dang it! But if he is watching this though, what a great question, really. Really surprised that anyone asked about that. And it's also kind of funny because I was so tired at the time of recording that video. I think it was like the Rebels video that he made that request on, and I think at that time I was like really like tired, so I said in the video that I was like how the montage kicked me to the curb basically, and it did. Although I thought I said that in my head, to be honest, um, because of how tired I was, and apparently I did speak my mind on the video, and I know for a fact that I did on other videos as well after that. So, it wasn't to say that it wasn't fun. It definitely was. I was still having enjoyment out of it. It's just, it was getting to the point where it was just excessive. And like I think I would have rather wanted to edit content rather than having to do what I did, uploading at this constant succession. Because that was just straight up nuts of how much content I was having to like make. Um, I think November was by far, I do mean by far, the toughest month to get through. It was at the point where I figured I was considering just going back to 3 videos a day near the end of the week of November. I was planning on canceling that whole thing. I didn't do that either. I thankfully was able to get through it all, despite how tired I was and how mentally and physically draining it was. As I was barely getting any sleep because I had to constantly babysit my computer to ensure that it uploaded, for one. And yeah, I had to make sure it uploaded. I had to make sure that I stayed up long enough to, complete my goal of 5 videos a day. Because at this point, I was no longer ahead of the game. Before, like I was saying before, if I didn't want to do something that day, I didn't have to do it. I had a week. I was ahead of the game. I was way ahead of the game. Like 1 or 2 weeks ahead usually for content. I was always a week or 2 ahead of what I needed. But November, when you need 5 videos a day, I was never ahead. I never had the advantage. I never had the luxury. If I didn't want to do it that day, I didn't have to. No, I had to every day. I had to go through it. I didn't have the advantage anymore. So even if I was sick or anything, I had to push myself through it. If I was not feeling well, if I wasn't awake, I had to push myself through it. I had no luxury anymore. So, 5 videos a day really just shat on me, basically. And November was also a lot. It was a lot lonelier, I guess. As weird as that sounds, it was a lot lonelier of a month, because of the fact that I realized in November what I was really getting myself into. And don't get me wrong, I still want to, of course, do it. But it really made me realize how content creation can be at times, where you have to push your friends, your family away. It made me realize that a bit as the grind continued. Um, Now, of course, you don't have to do it every day, like I said, but as a smaller content creator, you almost have to, though, at the same time. Um, just to remain relevant. Because if you don't upload every day, it screws up your algorithm, it screws up with your. Um, it screws your videos up completely if you don't stay with it, basically. And I realized. In November, I realized a lot of things. I realized that you're not always going to be able to do anything that you want that day. You're not going to be able to, you're not going to be able to relax, and do like I said earlier. You're not going to be able to do everything you want, and I realized that through content creation. I couldn't, I had to push, my Discord friends away a bit. I had to mind my own business for quite a while just to ensure that I can get through and complete the montage, essentially. Which is why that's what kicked me to the curb. The realization. That's what really kicked me to the curb, was the fact that it kicked me to the curb. Not only did it kick me to the curb, it stomped me into the curb. And it made me realize so many things about content creation, where, I always see these videos where other content creators, right, big or small, all of them have this issue where they always say, like, well, I didn't have time, I didn't have all this, they always say something that, when I look back on it, when I wasn't a content creator, when I wasn't doing this particularly, they always said something around the lines like, how hard it is, how much of a grind it is, how it never ends, the grind never ends. And I'm just sitting here like, dude, how can content creation be a grind? Or a bad grind, even, because of the fact that you're just playing games. And as a content creator now, I get it. Because you do have to put a lot away when you're doing it. Even if it's a game, even if you're doing game content, of course it's fun, but to ensure that you're getting everything out, to ensure that you're doing your job as the content creator, and you realize it's not just about the game anymore. It's kind of more like a job, and it's not as easy as I thought. Fun? It is fun. Yes, it is a lot of fun, but you do gotta push a lot away. You gotta push friends and family a little bit away. You gotta push your own free time away a bit. And you have to really be prepared for what's to come for your channel. So it was a lot of realization, and then asking myself the question constantly, is this really what I want to do? And I did get the final answer, which was, yeah, I do. And it was a lot of mental and physical, I guess, punishment that I endured, as I was really exhausted throughout the whole time of November. Not the whole time, but November definitely tanked my mental state the most by far, and physical, because I was always exhausted. I mean, I have a job, not just content creation. I have an actual job. I'm doing this content creation. You mix that together. I also have night shifts, which, night shifts makes you essentially more tired half the time. which I do prefer night shifts as well. But, that's beside that point. You have all these factors. You have work. You have, you still want to have some free time. Probably like an hour or two free time. You know, I'd say probably just an hour. You still want that 1 hour to yourself. Not recording anything. You still want that. And then, yeah, you still want that one free hour of yours. So that's 1 hour of the day. And depending on how long you sleep, I usually sleep 6 hours, so that's 7 hours right there. Take away 8 hours of the actual job that I do. That's 15 hours. Food, food, comfort, or whatever, getting a shower, all that BS. That's another hour. And recording. You gotta record about. Since I was doing 5 a day, each video was around 20, 30 minutes. You had to at least get about 3-4 hours there. And then on top of that, you also have to make sure it uploads, which, for me, because of my situation at the moment, I have an external hard drive. Which means it does take a little bit longer for me to upload videos because of the fact that it is having to transfer from an external to, whatever. So it does take long. It does naturally take longer for me to upload. So I'm having to upload, all this content. So that usually takes the rest of my time, pretty much, just to make sure that it actually does follow through. I mean, a lot of times I would leave my computer on and just let it upload its thing while I was at work. So that usually works to my advantage as well, so I get some more free time at some days. However, it didn't always work. The computer would either not upload it, Windows would update, and it would cancel out everything because you don't have any say in it since you're at work and everything, so it kind of automatically does it. So it was a mix of things for November that just was really, really draining. And one day I had to literally stay up for because I had to make up for it was actually a few days ago. I had to make up for 9 videos, and that was a nightmare fuel for how long I had to stay up and upload all that. There's some days I didn't even go to sleep at all, just so I can ensure everything was uploaded, recorded, and everything. There were some days I couldn't even sleep. There was one time I had to stay up for roughly 3 days. That was fun. I think it was. I don't think it was the video that I can't remember his name. I'm just gonna call him James. I don't think it was that video. I think it was one of the Halo Wars 1 videos on, it was on Terminal Moraine, I think. I kept falling asleep. I think that was the day that had, because I kept passing out in the video, actually. I think that was actually the day that, I was up for 3 days in a row, essentially. And that day, it wasn't necessarily 3 days. It was around 60 hours, but I mean, still, it's a lot longer than you're supposed to be up. So yeah, I was really drained that day. And yeah, I remember it was on Terminal Moraine, though. I know that for a fact it was on Terminal Moraine. And that was, November was absolutely a drainful month. So, yeah, I don't know if there's much else I could really say about it, other than the fact that it was just a bunch of realization of what I'm getting myself into with content creation, whether I wanted to keep doing it or not. I definitely want to. Um, and it really just hit me the hardest though, knowing how hard that content creation can be, because you also gotta have a lot of motivation when it comes to content creation. So it's not as easy as you would think. Like I always thought that content creation would be easy, and like these content creators are just, they just got lucky. No, it's way more than just luck. It is so much more than that. You need to come up with like brilliant ideas to actually be very successful on content creation. Um, which sometimes some content creators do amazing because of a unique idea. It's not because of luck, though. It's not because of that. It's because they just got. I mean, sometimes the YouTube algorithm can pick up in their favor, but they still have to be very creative if they're gonna do like only a few videos a month or something. Because I know some content creators do a few videos a month and they still are able to get like thousands of views, and um but it's usually has something to do with like just insane creativity. Their insane creativity mixing it with a perfect algorithm of YouTube, and that can help them, because some people can figure out YouTube's algorithm right away, uh, and just put the puzzles together basically, and they can just get like a crap ton of views together. But yeah, it's definitely not just luck. I always thought it was super easy to get into. It's not. It is a grind and a half, both on your mental state and physical state, if you treat it as a job, basically. Um, of course, it gets easier as you go. Once you get to like the millions and stuff, it gets easier. But to actually keep growing, if you're a million subscribers and you want to keep growing, like it's easy to maintain those subscribers, but to keep growing, you have to be a lot more creative. That's where I kind of want to say on that. You gotta be a lot more creative to keep on growing. So, and of course, a person like me that only has like 100 subs, I can't really say much on the matter when it comes to huge successful channels, uh, because I haven't got there yet myself. I just know from their experience, because I do watch a lot of content creators and see what they have to say about their success as well. And I feel as one advantage I do have as a smaller content creator is that I do have a lot of knowledge from other content creators of what to do and what not to do and stuff. But it was all about getting my mindset ready for it. And that's what this whole year, since April, was all about. So, yeah. So I think I spoke in my mind on November enough. Let's move on to the outcome of November, right? The success from it. Was November an actual success? I think so, honestly. We got the most subscribers out of this month. We got the most views out of this month. When I look at my analytics, I think it's about 2.5k more views than normal at the moment. 2.5k more views than normal, which is pretty good for a small content creator, I'd say. I think this month was very successful. We got more subscribers than we ever had before, finally getting past 100 subscribers. Yeah, I think the success of it was, I think November's success was, well, successful. We did good. We did amazing with November. November was definitely the heavy-hitting dog that came through and didn't play around. Got a lot of content out on multiple games, and November I was able to do whatever I wanted. At the same time, it was still a grind. Like, I usually did like a bunch of walkthroughs before, you know. I did a lot of walkthroughs before November came around, but November was about me going back to the roots of the channel, me doing whatever I wanted, which I did, but I November was not easy even with that advantage by any means. But the success definitely paid off. I think going through all that grind, I think November was most definitely a success. So that's all I really gotta say about November success as well. Yeah, it was great for views. It was the most subscribers, like I said, the most subscribers we've ever gotten from the channel itself. And yeah, I think the only thing I wish though is that I did have more edited videos. I just wish I had more time. I just didn't. But let's move on to the next thing of this whole update. The continuation of the montage for this next month. So, as you know, January 4th is the final day of the legendary montage run. November was this overdrive. Actually, that's one thing I do want to talk about before we move off of November. The reason why November was so stacked was because of God of War. God of War went on for 2 to 3 months, which I thought it was an easy way out. I started thinking that was just my easy way out. November was the punishment from that result. As, you know, I did the whole Halo Infinite thing in a few days, like, you know, like a couple weeks. I was thinking to myself, I could have done that for God of War, so I'm going to punish myself on November because of that. November was the punishment of God of War being the easy route for 2 to 3 months of the whole montage. Not only that, but there was not only that, but December was also going to be less, just in general, less content. Still a video every day, but there's going to be a lot shorter videos for December because of November. As I just wanted December at this point, I feel like December, I just want to really take it easy on November, as, you know, family is a thing. And December is my favorite, you know, it's my favorite time, you know, Christmas and, you know, family eating and all that. So I wanted to take it easy on December, not have much content. Still, like I said, still videos every day, but just a lot shorter ones than normal. Just because I personally feel like December is a month that you have to cherish, really, and not have to watch hours of content from me. So I don't know. This is my personal preference take on it, and I just prefer. I love December, so I want to get into the Christmas spirit, basically. And that's why November was so stacked. It's kind of the combination of God of War being the easy route out, in my opinion, and for December having shorter content. November essentially was making up for all of that. which is why it was so stacked. It was combating the God of War easy route while combating December's shortage of content. Just because I just want December to be something to be cherished, and it should be. It's only comes around. It only comes around once a year, and it's the most special time of it. So make the most use of it, basically. But with all that said, we can talk about the continuation of the montage. So the montage, like I was saying, shorter content in general. Up until January 4th, it's going to be shorter content majority of the time. I think I'm not exactly sure. I know I said I was gonna do Skyrim, but Skyrim is another game that I want to take my time with as well, so I don't want to really rush that with short content. So I'm not talking about shorts either when I say that. Like, I'm talking about like maybe 5 to 15 minutes, something like that. 5 to 25 minutes, etc. So December is really gonna be like just a chilling month, really. But yeah, I think, and the rest of the time we're going back to one video a day. So I think that will be nice to go back to. The continuation of the montage for January 1st to 4th. I haven't really. I want to try and make. I'm not even sure what I'm gonna do for that. I haven't really planned the first 4 days of next year too well, because I want to do something for it. I just haven't really decided what yet. So that remains to be seen. But yeah, I'm still kind of deciding as well of what to play with the shorter content. I'll figure out something though. I think I've been thinking about oh I guess that'd be a spoiler, but I don't want to do that. But you just have to wait and see what content I come out with in December. It's gonna be a lot of funny content though. A lot of funny content I'm gonna be coming out with. That's all I can really say about it. But let's move on to the next thing though. So 2024 is coming, obviously. And 2024 is going to be the next step for the content of this channel. Basically looking at quality over quantity. So I'll be taking a lot more time with my videos, making them a lot more polished, making them a lot more enjoyable, a lot more funny, a lot more just entertaining in general to watch. As it's been just walkthroughs, which I did want to do, and it was fitting for the time. But I do want to, and I'm still going to do some walkthroughs next year, where I don't really cut much of anything, because, walkthroughs, I feel like, if you cut something, it kind of defeats the whole purpose of a walkthrough, in my opinion. I don't know. But I will be doing walkthroughs still, some of them, but it won't be as excessive. And I'm just going to be playing a lot. I'm going to be playing a lot more with editing and stuff like that. So I can't promise you that Halo Wars will be much of a thing next year. I mean, it's not going away, of course. It's just not going to be nowhere near as much content of Halo Wars as it was this year. And I use Halo Wars a lot. So if you want to watch more Halo Wars, I know most of you probably didn't see all the Halo Wars content. So make sure you go check out all the Halo Wars content I actually did, because there's a lot of it. I know for a fact that a lot of people didn't see them all, because there's a lot of content that came out all at once. So, just make sure if you want more Halo Wars content, make sure you just watch all those as well. It will still be on the channel for sure, as it's kind of like a huge icon of my channel at the moment. So it will still make its appearance sometimes, but just, it just will be, it will be a lot less than normal. But yeah, next year just be a lot more fleshed out content. I can't really say much else on that note without spoiling anything that I want to do. But yeah. But just know that it's gonna be a lot more polished next year. It's gonna be a lot better, a lot more fun. A lot more projects are in the works. I'll have another update video. Not, well, yeah, I guess it is an update video. Of what will be appearing next year. It's not gonna be a really conversation. It's gonna be more of well, you just have to wait to see for that video. I have plans for that video. I have a lot to really talk about, a lot to go over, a lot to change, and stuff like that. So I'm still working on everything. So I can't really say without like I can't really say much because of how much I'm considering right now. So that's why I'm kind of stuttering as well, because I'm thinking of so much shit right now. My mind's all over the place with next year, because that's what I've been really putting my mind at, is next year. What's next, basically. And that's the mindset I've been trying to build for so long. As like I said before, I am a hell of a procrastinator, and this whole huge montage was kind of a way to get rid of that a bit more. So without further ado, we got 100 subs though, ladies and gentlemen. We have 100 subs on the channel now, 108 at the moment of recording. I can't thank you guys enough for all the support of November and just the montage in general. The channel has grown significant amount since the beginning of the run. The channel has doubled in subscribers and has quadrupled in views. Maybe even more than that, honestly. It's so funny to look back on things, though. Because back then, I did a montage way back when as well. But the thing was, that montage was nothing in comparison. That montage was 10 videos. This montage, I can't even tell you how many videos it was. I can't even tell you. Like, November alone was like 115 plus. So, that's crazy to think about. So, to all those that watched this whole video, I just gotta say, thank you for all your continued support. I will keep making the content. I'll keep making more content, of course. I'm not going anywhere. I decided that now. I don't really plan on stopping this anytime soon. So, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and continue to support, as I ain't going anywhere. And I will see you all in the next one, in the next video, whichever that might be for December. But yeah, there's not gonna be any other video today. This is just a thank you note and a huge story slash update for what I've been doing throughout the whole montage. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope this answers a lot of questions that you may or may not have had. And until then, I will see you all. Like I said, I'll see you on the next one, and may this just be the mark of the beginning of this chapter of the channel, and we will just keep getting a bigger audience, a bigger channel in general. Really, at this point, that's all I can really do. Just keep growing and growing. So, yeah. What a hell of a ride, though. It's crazy to think that this montage started in April. It's already November, coming to an end soon. Just speechless, really, of how much we did. How much the channel has accomplished during this time. I mean, literally, the numbers are not incomparable to where this montage started. It's not incomparable. We've grown so much since then. And I have all you to thank for that. So, on that note, I'll see you guys later. And if you made it this far, you have my thanks and deepest respects. And we'll see what's next on this. We'll see what's next on this channel. I will have like I said, I'll have another update of next year. It's gonna be a little bit more developed. It's gonna be a small montage. I'll just say that much. And yeah, I look forward to 2024 though. I have my mindset right now on it, and it looks amazing. There's a lot of stuff I have planned, so if you haven't already, please sub to the channel, please leave a like, and because this is far from over, and it's only gonna get better from here on out. So once again, I can't thank you enough. Just thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.